And we're back. Yes, it's me again. As you may notice, I am in a different location. I've moved house, so I will no longer be vlogging from the dark place, as some people have referred it to. I am now in my very own living room, and be able to have a little chat and little vlogs with people in a very relaxed manner as I chill on my sofa and you watch from your computer. You know, it sounds fair, doesn't it? Was thinking about racking my brain, what shall I make my first vlog be about? And then it literally came through my letterbox. I have a letterbox now, it's very exciting. Comics, in particular Transformer comics. Now, in most comic book series, they're always jumping on points between stories, where a new storyline is starting, there might be a big conclusion of events, and things have changed, so both old readers and new readers can all get involved and get on it. In the IDW main Transformer community, Transformers continuity, there's just been an event called Dark Cybertron. This was a crossover between the More Than Meets the Eye and the Robots in Disguise Transformer titles, and this has come to a conclusion, an epic conclusion. Things have changed, and both titles are starting off anew, heading off in new and interesting directions. So it's a great place if you've not been into the Transformer comics and have always wanted to try it. It's a great place to start, to pick up. And so we're doing a comic roundup of the Transformer comics that were released April to beginning of May of this year, obviously. Anyway, so to start off, we have a new mini-series entitled Windblade, written by Magree Scott and art by Sarah Stone. For those who don't know who Windblade is, she's how can I put this? She's a toy. She's a Transformer. She's a fan-designed Transformer toy. Hasbro did some voting about what people would like to see, and we've ended up with this female Autobot jet with a sword and this Japanese theatre makeup. When I first heard about this and she was getting the own mini-series straight away, I was a bit dubious, a bit cynical, because she's very snowflakey. You know, female Transformers are very rare enough. Plus, added that she's an Autobot who's a jet, which for me, I always feel that they're a bit special themselves. And then add the theatre makeup and sword, it's very snowflakey. Very, oh, look at me, I'm a special snowflake. You know what? I'm completely wrong. I was completely wrong to be dubious. This title is strong. It's a strong opening from this. The team behind it, Magree Scott and Sarah Stone, very enthusiastic. We've hit the ground running. I mean, the artwork is absolutely, I don't know if we can pick up on this camera, the artwork is superb. I'm really digging Windblade's look now. And it's, it's not, they've managed to fully justify it. It's justifiable why she looks this way. And yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting title because I think protagonists in the Transformer world, well, it's either Optimus Prime or it's an ensemble cast. So we're approaching a mini-series where we've got this new Transformer, Windblade, as the main character, and yeah, talking about jumping on points for the IDW Transformers continuity, because she is essentially new. She's new. She's never interacted with any of these Transformers before. She's been off on her own little colony somewhere, cut off from the rest of Transformer kind, with just her own friends for company. And now she's back on Cybertron, inside Metroplex. I'll get into Metroplex later. And yeah, so she's got a certain naivety to her. There's a certain fragileness about her, whereas Optimus Prime is always about the crisis of command and what should a leader do and what should a leader be. It's very much it's someone who's out of their element, and they're trying to find a way in the world and find a way in the world and find out who they are really in doing that. And yeah, it's a very good setup for that. She's now found herself into the dark world of Cybertronian politics, and I'm not sure what else I can say. That. Yeah, Metroplex. She is a city speaker, meaning she's one of the few people who can communicate with a city bot like Metroplex or a Titan, as they're referred to. Because imagine we have an ideal thinking about what the Transformer would be, this big transforming robot, and what getting into their mind is hard enough. If you think about it, a Metroplex, he's a city bot. It's not just meaning that he's the size of a city. It means he transforms it into a city. He is a city. So to communicate with him, it is like talking to a city. His random thoughts. Because he's not at his best as well. He's damaged. Everything's a bit confused, and she's one of the ones who can actually make sense of what he's saying and communicate with him non-verbally. So that's her role really in there, and with the politics going around that, she's going to get taken advantage of. If she steps out of line, she's got a fear that Starscream is going to do her in. In fact, at the end of the issue, sorry, this happens, there might be spoilers at this moment. At the end of the issue, fast forward till I've removed the hat, then the spoilers will have ended if you don't want the spoilers. At the end of the issue, there's an attempt made at. There's an explosion. Someone tries to blow her up. Is it Starscream? Is it one of Starscream's flunkies? Is it someone else? We don't know. Find out next issue. But yeah, so it's already danger, excitement, intrigue, and scenes in a bar, which I always like. Okay. Next, we're going to look at the return of More Than Meets the Eye. More Than Meets the Eye is Transformers' wacky, crazy space odyssey adventure story, really. That is very character driven. It's more about the characters and the dysfunctionality more than anything else, I think. In the first arc, or season 1, as it's sometimes referred to, Rodimus Prime led off a lot of Autobots into space to look for the legendary, maybe mythological Knights of Cybertron. Did they find them? No. They got near to finding them? No. Have they had a lot of adventures? Yes, they had. And, saved the world universe on more than one occasion. But now, it's okay. At the end of Dark Cybertron, the unexplicable happened, and this chappy here, who many of you might know as Megatron, changed sides. He became an Autobot. He became one of them, or at least professed to. He's now wearing the Autobot side, and there's been a trial. We're not sure what's going on with the trial. It's still being revealed slowly in flashback. So there's been a war trial, and now he's ended up captain of the Lost Lights. Where's Rodimus? We don't know yet. I'm sure we'll find out more. And so yeah, it's back on form. It's More Than Meets the Eye. It is brilliant writing. James Roberts is a bad man. Really, he is. He's excellent at basically picking up a load of Z-list Transformers many of you may not have heard of, or you might have had them in the toy. They've never really appeared in the media before. He makes them, he gets hold of them, he starts writing for them, he makes you love them, and then he hurts them in inexplicable ways, because you always end up hurting the ones you love. And that's his style. He brings on the adventure, he brings on some brilliant comedy mixed in there, and he also brings on the hurt. So we'll expect more of this as this season pans out. But yeah, it's an excellent jumping on stage. There's been a change in crew, and Megatron's trial is worth picking up. Next up we have Robots in Disguise. So you want your main man, Optimus Prime. This is the book to pick up. What's going on this? Well, Optimus Prime has been handed a message from Alpha Trion, and all it says on it is Earth. So they're going back to Earth. They're going back to visit Earth. Now, I've got to realise that the IDW continuity has been going on for a few years now, and Earth is not the place that we know it. It's been ravaged by the war. The Transformers have brought onto it, and so they're not really expecting a warm welcome, and they don't get one. What else is happening on Earth? Well, there's Rogue Decepticon Thundercracker is still on Earth. He's settled down now. He's trying to write screenplays. Bad screenplays that fully loaded. It's absolutely I find it hilarious. You might find it hilarious. The writing is just so loaded, and it speaks just a lot of an alien trying to write for a species that he doesn't understand. It's really quite good. But then, the Autobots come back. The Autobots have come back, and they come back to Earth. Sorry, I'm losing focus now. Let's just take a breather, shall we? How are we doing anyway? If you've not noticed, I'm wearing Auto Assembly Green today. It's 30th anniversary of Transformers. The Auto Assembly, Europe's largest Transformer convention, takes place at the beginning of August. I've only been to Auto Assembly once. This year I fully intend to try my damnedest to go along. So if you're also going to Auto Assembly, it'd be great to see you all there. And fun times await. Anyway, back to the issue in hand. Earth has not been the same since the Transformers have left. Something's gone on. So Optimus Prime and a crew, including Prowl and Skylynx, Cup and Jazz, are travelling to Earth to see what's going on. So it's quite a dysfunctional crew. Bad things have happened to most of them in the past. Jazz especially actually shot a human. He's killed a human, so he's not really one of maybe the best ambassadors around. And so they've turned up to Earth only to discover there's a spoiler hat. It's bad boy. Galvatron's already there, and he's for some reason. The Earth government's working with him. It turns out that now that Megatron is associated with the Autobots, they are presuming that the Autobots are as guilty as of all the crimes that Megatron's committed against Earth. I mean, it might be alright that we don't know what's going on with his trial with Megatron. It might be alright for whatever they've done. The Autobots and the Transformers might have let Megatron off, but millions of people on Earth have died because of Megatron. All hail Megatron! It just massacres. He massacres New York. So really, for them Autobots now to be associated with Megatron, it's they're allied with him. So they are seen as being as bad as him, and potentially as bad as him, so they must answer for his crimes. So that's going to be quite interesting to see how that pans out. So that's another ongoing view to pick up. Now, this this is the most Marmite of the comics that have been out. Free Comic Book Day. It's free. It was free on the 1st of May. And it's Transformers versus G.I. Joe, issue 0. There's going to be an ongoing title in July, I believe. It's written and drawn by Tom Sisoli, Tom Sisoli, yeah, and yeah, it's created a bit of a divide, really. This one created a bit of a divide. I'm not sure how I'm going to best describe this. It's very much, it's a relic. It's like finding an ancient, this comic is like finding a bit of an ancient relic. It's not of our time. It's not of our time. If it's of the past, I don't know, or if it's fallen through a wormhole from the future, I'm not sure, but it's definitely not of its time. It's the art is Kirby-esque. I'm not a comic book expert. I'm making a blog about comics right now, but I'm not a comic book expert. I know who Kirby is, but I wouldn't profess to be an expert on his style. But anyway, it's got this very 70s, 80s style to it. But every panel is fully loaded. Yeah, a lot of people don't like it. A lot of people think it's I don't know, I'm trying to think of a polite word to use. Gash. People think it's gash. That's not a polite word. But anyway, people think it's gash. But no. And I didn't really I didn't want to like this. I did not want to like this. When I saw some of the initial artwork of it, I was like a bit. No. First I hated it, then I quite liked it, then I hated it again, then I thought, oh, which that's art, really. I think once. If something is that contentious, there's something about it, there's something special about it. But I didn't want to like it because I think a lot of people are saying, well, if you don't like it, it's not because it's rubbish, it's because you don't get it. And that to me, that's like, could you be any more hipster? You know what I mean? I don't want to be like in the hipster comic. Who wants to like the hipster comic? Who wants to be a hipster? Not me. I'm not a hipster. Right, anyway. Freak out. Stop the freak out. Okay. Focus, Richard. We're doing this for prosperity. Yes, I did not want to like this comic. One, it's the hipster comic. Two, do I really want to buy another ongoing comic book title coming out of my wallet? Anyway, it's here now, and it's glorious. It's mad. It is batshit crazy. The art totally makes sense once with the dialogue, with the script. That's Tom Sisoli and John Barber. Am I right? Of course, it's John Barber, who also writes Robots in Disguise. John Barber's been co-writing with it. He's one of the IDW's editors. He's the chief editor in charge of Transformers, and yeah, it's glorious. There's something magical about it. It's like I say, it's not of its time. It's antiquated. It's got this, but the prose and the art together, they just work so well in synergy, and it's dumb and fun, but also at the same time it's just very intelligent. It's steeped in G.I. Joe and Transformer lore. And this is it, the Transformer and G.I. Joe are just going to be butting against each other now to create this crazy comic book. And this is just issue 0. I can't wait to see what direction this goes off in. I mean, it is, and it's crazy at times. It's brutal in others. I mean, yeah, there's just shades of everything. There's just, it's a book about 80s toys. It's a book about comic books, and it's a book about giant robots and possibly the daftest military unit in the world ever. So it's one to watch. This is one to watch, and if you don't like it, fair enough, you don't like it. If you like it, yeah, it's lovely. It's art. It is art. At the end of the day, you might not agree with the style, but you might not agree with the script. But it's just, yeah, I like it. I can't. We're having problems now. We've got into 21 minutes, and the articulation has left the window. I have windows now. It's very exciting. Anyway, one to watch. They're all fantastic. All fantastic. I would say if you're ready to jump into the IUW continuity, I'd probably have a taster of Windblade, and then see which of the other two you like. And if you're not ready for jumping into a big continuity, you want just a bit of escapist fun, look out. G.I. Joe. Transformers vs G.I. Joe is going to get you. Anyway, that's my comic roundup. Auto Assembly Green. Hope to see people there. And I'm going to end it on that. Ta-ta for now.